Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, baby. Time X, Hebrews, purity and becoming one. Y'all know what we about. How do we become pure? You gotta turn to the Most High God and Him alone. No Bahashim Yahweh or none of that other stuff. It's time to face the music, Hebrew. We all have been led astray. We all have turned to our own ways. We all have turned to idols. But all praises to the Most High God. In these end days, end times, He is waking us up, y'all. We are the witnesses. We live in proof. We turning back to Yahweh and Him alone. Them dry bones, y'all. And you know we always got to give it a few minutes because YouTube is crazy, y'all. Because of the kind of content that we discuss over here, for the most part, YouTube is not really fond of our topic matters when we go live. So they don't like to send out notifications. You may have figured that out by now. That's why we always wait a couple minutes before we get started. Because we know YouTube is not letting people know that we on. So we always got to kick back for a few minutes to see if any brews gonna come up in here. Up in here. This evening is no different. I want you to hit that like button on your way in the Dizzo. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, then go ahead and hit that subscribe tab. And hit the bell for notifications so that you get every single video when we drop. And we always dropping over here. And you don't want to miss nothing. And whenever you got time, the videos that you didn't have a chance to see, go back and watch them. Because I'm telling you, this channel is filled with heavy hitters. And all of our heavy hitters over here, I mean, we got big guns over here. And when it's time to get blazing, we pull out the big joints. Okay? We got a lot of heavy hitters over here. And those heavy hitters, they drop a variety of knowledge and wisdom right here in this live chat. So if there's ever anybody out there in the live chat who's looking to learn, you are looking to obtain that which you had not previously pertaining to the scriptures, I'm telling you, you came to the right place. And it's not by accident if you're clicking on this video. This ain't no accident. This is an Old Testament only, Torah only, Tanakh only channel that you came to. You might even think it's by accident. But it's not. And at the 10-minute mark, we're going to get started. I'm not going to keep you guys too long at all. I promise I'm going to do my best to get you up out of here in a very decent time. But I'm not going to lie, Hebrews. When I say I'm drop dead tired, y'all, that would be putting it mildly. All right, mildly. working like a runaway Hebrew slave. Because as of right now, what other choice do I have, Hebrew, for right now? But I'm always working, always striving, always trying to get better at anything that I'm involved with. And one thing I'm telling y'all, I am not going to be a 9-to-5 wage slave for the rest of my days. I refuse to do it. I'm not doing it. Gotta think long and hard. Be strategic. That's with everything, including getting wealth. I got to get wealthy, y'all. And I got to get wealthy on all fronts. Spiritual wealth, physical wealth, financial wealth, emotional wealth. I need it all. Every form that wealth comes in, I need a whole lot of it. You feel me? And since we on the topic this evening of so-called UFOs, so-called orbs, look, you can call them whatever you want to call them. You know what we're talking about. Things flying around up in the air that just really don't make too much sense. Okay? And I told this story. I'm talking about the very first time that this happened. Look, y'all see, here I go. Here I go. About to start running my big black mouth. Let me slow down for a second so I can come over here and check out the family in the live chizat. Shout out to the Hebrews worldwide, wherever you are on planet Earth, some way, somehow, you are tapped into this live stream right now. And whoever you are, wherever you are, I'm going to tell you this. It's no coincidence that you clicked on this live stream. I don't care who you are. You think you're here by accident? You're not. You here because you want to hear the most convincing UFO story you ever heard. And this is my own personal story, okay? From the mountains of PA, also known as Pennsylvania, also known as the home of Negro Mountain, which has definitely been a place of deep, 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 deep interest ever since these Negro eyes laid eyes on Negro Mountain back in 2015. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. I did not know that I was a Hebrew when I came across Negro Mountain. Oh my Yahweh. I get goosebumps going down my neck right now. Hey, Hebrews, everybody that's in here right now, if you have not hit the like button already, fam, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, yo, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell where this says bell or all notifications, hit that joint so that you don't miss no video, no live whenever we drop. And like I said, we stay dropping over here. That's the kind of channel that this is. We stay dropping, stay working, okay? And even though, check this out, even though this is work, believe it or not, this is crazy work. But I don't look at it like work. I look at it as my job, even though I don't look at it as work. To me, this is not work, but it is my job. Because the Most High God did not reveal himself to me or to any of you for us to just keep quiet about it and not say nothing about it. It don't work like that. And I'm sure you guys and gals over here, you guys already know that. JR Meadows in the house. JR Meadows says, FBA, stand up, worldwide Hebrew family, aka the Most High people, aka the real Jews and Americans. You know what? For all of those groups right there that you named, I got to give FBA a round of applause. I got to give the Hebrew family worldwide a round of applause. I got to give the Most High God applause. And the real Jews and the real Americans, I give all the yous a round of applause because you deserve it. And you know what? The Most High has not forgotten about you, FBA. Also, which stands for Foundational Black American, FBA. In his house, we up in this piece. And look, everybody out there, when I say everybody, you better understand this. FBA in the... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and keep this language nice and low for everybody out there. I ain't going to get carried away. But yeah, FBA up in this. Yeah. Foundational Black American. That's our secret identity. When we strolling through your neighborhood and we in Clark Kent mode, you can call us FBA. And it makes so much sense now why these so-called Black Americans are so despised. People are so disgusted with you, Black Americans, and always have been disgusted with you, FBA. That's your secret identity. Like I said, when we strolling through your neighborhood and we rolling in Clark Kent mode, secret identity, posing as a daily news worker, we call ourselves the Clark Kent name, FBA, or Black. But our true identity, when a hero is needed, when Superman really steps up, the real Superman, open up your shirt. Y'all know how Clark Kent turned into Superman and he rips his shirt open? When the FBA rips their shirt open, you become the real Superman. The Jews. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, making up the kingdom of Judah. Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Also known as the kingdom of Judah. Like I said, making up 3 tribes. The tribe of Judah. Hey, all my Jews out there, the tribe of Judah, stand up, nigga, worldwide, wherever you at. Judah, tribe of Judah in the house. Worldwide, tribe of Judah, where you at, tribe of Judah, stand up. Hey, tribe of Benjamin. Tribe of Benjamin, stand up, nigga. Worldwide. Every single Benjamite, worldwide, nigga, stand up wherever you at. Hey, Levi. What up, Levi? To all my Levites out there, stand up, nigga, wherever you are on planet Earth. Because all the tribes scattered all over the place. And FBA, we standing up right here in America. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, what up? Shout out to FBA out there. Shout out to the worldwide Hebrew family. Niggas calling themselves Mexican, Black Mexican, Spanish. Oh, I'm a Black Cuban. Oh, I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm a Haitian. Hey, I'm a Black Venezuelan. I'm a Black Korean, Black Vietnamese. Hey, I'm a Black German, mate. I'm a Black Swedish. Those are your names when you are in Clark Kent mode. For anybody who's not from America, maybe you don't know what Clark Kent is. Clark Kent is the disguise that Superman wears when he pretends that he's not a superhero. Shout out to brother J.R. Meadows and all the FBA and all the worldwide Hebrews. Worldwide. We all over planet Earth. J.R. Meadows says, I seen Planet X in 22 at 5:26 a.m. in Landover. The color was blood red grapefruit. Oh, snap. I'm going to read this again from the top. Read. Brother J.R. Meadows says, I seen Planet X in 22 at 5:26 a.m. in Landover. The color was blood red grapefruit. Yikes. Yikes. And you know what? I'm telling you, see, once again, this is why I like going live. This is why I like going live. You know why I like going live? Because J.R. Meadows, what you just said, now I'm not going to say I seen that in Landover. And look, and shout out to Landover, yo. Shout out to all the niggas from Landover. If you know, you know. It's a town literally right outside of Washington, D.C. It's actually the place, the stadium where the Washington Redskins play in Landover. Okay? If you know, you know. Shout out to Landover. Special shout out to Landover. I'm always going to love the town. Always. But it's crazy that you said you seen that in 2022. Because look, I remember one time, right? It was in like, it probably was like 2021, 2022. And it was early in the morning. I'm out in the city, right? I'm around there by like, I'm like around there by like Kennedy Street, Northwest. For all of y'all out of towners, I'm talking about Washington, D.C., right? Washington, D.C. got all kind of names of these streets. We got names of states for the streets, names of presidents and all that, just like Kennedy Street. I'm around there by Kennedy Street, Northwest. It was like 2021, 2022, and it was off the early morning, J.R. Meadows and everybody else. I remember looking up at the sky. I'm talking about this joint was such, I had never seen nothing like this before. Look, and it was lighting up across the whole entire sky. It was off the early morning. Off the early morning. And you know what that had to be when I had to be working at night. And I probably was like just getting off or something like that. Hey, yo, I looked up at that sky. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That joint was looking like something out of a cartoon. I was like, yo, this ain't right. At the same time, it looked beautiful, but frightening all at the same time. I kid you not. I never seen nothing like it. And I couldn't even talk to nobody. It was too early to be calling somebody, be like, hey, get up. Can y'all see this? But it was crazy. And I believe, and look, it was kind of bloody-ish too. It was very violet, bloody crimson. I mean, I never seen nothing like this before. It made me really scratch my head like, yo, what am I looking at right now? And there's no way nobody was going to tell me that was the sun. I grew up seeing the sun every day all my life. What I saw that day, that was not no damn sun. And I'm not going to let nobody convince me otherwise. I believe you probably did see it, J.R. Meadows, and that's probably a big reason why they doing so much spraying up in the sky, y'all, trying to stop us from seeing. But y'all notice there's so much stuff going on up in the heavens right now, nobody can stop it. We got Hazel Woods in his house. Hazel Woods says, hey, family. What's going on, Hazel Woods? Always pleasure to see you in the building. J.R. Meadows says, Hazel. And he gives the rose emoji and the 100 emoji. That's right. Hazelwood says, at J.R. Meadows, Mr. Real Talk. She gives the friendly, kind emoji. Nothing but love for you, Hazelwoods. Nothing but love for you and J.R. Meadows and everybody else up in this Jim Jam. Hazelwood says, when you woke up to who you were, what year and how did it happen? Mr. Real Talk. Oh, shucky ducky quack quack. Shucky ducky quack quack. And you know what? Sometimes I really think about this, right? And it's funny. See, this is how I know. This is how I know the Most High God, he's confirming it every single day, it seems like. I got this theory, y'all, that the Most High will think something or say something that he wants to say to the remnant. I'm sure there are thousands of people in the remnant, maybe even millions. I don't know. But I know what I think, I feel in my heart, and he confirms it. He's confirming it almost every other day, that he will think something or say something one time. He'll toss it down into the Most High only frequency, and everybody who's connected to that frequency will get the memo. And why am I saying that? Because what Hazel Woods just asked me right here in this live chat, I've been thinking about that off and on like for the last couple of days. And a couple of days ago, I was really trying to zero in. So I'm about to do that right now since Hazel Woods asked me that. Again, Hazel Woods says, when you woke up to who you were, what year and how did it happen, Mr. Real Talk? Here it is, Hazel Woods. Sip something real quick. Well, this would have happened, Hazel Woods. And see, this is how this is all tied in. I can't make this up. This is all tied in too. Also, my love. Well, I had already begun to develop the love for the outdoors and nature, right? That was the Most High doing that. And then I developed like a supersized love for mountains, right? And I remember one, this struck me to the core. Excuse me. Y'all might have heard me say before, my mother passed away back in 2015, right? Now, at 2015, I did not know that I was an Israelite. But the Most High God had begun working on me and in my life, right? I was still believing in JC at this time. Excuse me. But I had started, I guess what you would say, changing my life. Basically, the best way I can put it, y'all, I started being less wicked. That's the best way I can describe it without going into details, or else we'll be on this joint for like 9 hours. And I literally don't even have 9 hours. I probably have to be back at work in 9 hours. I don't know if y'all heard my phone do sound confirmation. But my mother had passed away. Well, before she passed away though, right? All this stuff happened kind of rapidly. She was like, this was like the last hope, right? They whisked my mother away from Washington, D.C., flew her up to Pennsylvania in a helicopter. So, you know, niggas, we down here in D.C., we like, oh, snap. It ain't nothing to run up to the hospital in D.C. to see my mother. But when they took her from her room in D.C. at the drop of a dime and whisked her to Pennsylvania, I mean, that's hours away. We was here in D.C., you know what I'm saying? So we had to circle the wagons like, yo, what the hell? But they like, yo, they trying to make sure that she get the best care that she needs, trying to make sure that she, quote unquote, lives. So if we trying to circle the wagons, meanwhile, they're in a helicopter. So you know how quick they got from D.C. to Pennsylvania. So, you know, we still down here in the DMV. So we trying to circle the wagons. Everybody's trying to get this stuff together so we can go to Pennsylvania. So on the way to Pennsylvania, I'm a wreck. The whole family's a freaking wreck. Look, I'm damn near about to be a wreck just talking about it. But you know what? It is therapeutic. But like I said, going up there, right? I'm a freaking wreck going up there. Whole family's a freaking wreck, a mess. But on the way, I mean, I couldn't help but see it. Pennsylvania is like one, it seems to me like the whole damn state of Pennsylvania is just a big mountain. I mean, I could be wrong, I don't know. But it seems to me that the whole state of Pennsylvania is just one huge rock of mountain. I could be wrong, I don't know, but that's just the way it seems to me. But on the way to that hospital, as I'm a wreck, the whole family's a wreck. Sometimes we talking, sometimes we not. Sometimes it's just total silence, staring out the window. I can't even remember if we was listening to the radio. I don't even know. I was a freaking wreck. I'll have to go back and ask some niggas in the family. Hey, was we talking on that trip? Was we listening to music? I don't even know. I couldn't tell you if my life depended on it. But I do remember gazing out that window, thinking about, oh God, what the hell is going on? Is my mother going to survive? Please, God. Looking out the window, I couldn't help. I mean, Pennsylvania is a long way from D.C., let's say that. And the countryside of Pennsylvania at that. I'm around all these mountains and stuff. I'm not used to that kind of stuff. So I'm looking at everything, all the stuff that's going on. We like, feel like our life is coming to an end. And I see this sign. And I'm like, hold up. Well, we wasn't riding real fast, but we wasn't riding real slow. We were just riding, trying to find the hospital. And I saw that sign said Negro Mountain. I said, what the hell? So, Negro Mountain has a special place in my heart, because going up there to that hospital, we passed it, right? That was in 2015. That was in July of 2015. With me, Hazel Woods. Everybody listen. This is July 2015. We goes up there. So bada bing, bada ba. My mother ends up passing away, right? But I can't forget that I saw that sign that said Negro Mountain, and I scratched my head. I didn't say nothing about it when I saw it, because that was one of the moments in the car. Nobody was talking. We didn't feel like talking. Nobody wasn't in a talking mood. But I saw that sign and I was like, Negro Mountain, why the hell would we be way out here in West Bubbleville and a mountain called Negro Mountain? I was completely taken back. And seeing all those mountains, I was like, yo, these mountains are beautiful, but I can't enjoy it because here my mother is fighting for her life. So I was in no position to enjoy the mountains. But I can't ignore it because it's nothing but huge mountains. The mountains were so big and luscious, I couldn't ignore it. And I was like, you know what? One day I got to come back to Pennsylvania so that I can enjoy these mountains. Now at the time when my mother's getting ready to die, fighting for her life. So like I said, that's July 2015. We comes back to DC. So now, I'm like, damn, y'all know after a tragedy, you be like, yo, what the hell is going on? Kind of shocked, kind of numb to everything. So in this time, I was already in the midst. I told you, I was already becoming less wicked, okay? As I'm becoming less wicked, I start looking for the truth. I said, you know what? I got to find out the truth about all things, particularly about God, and particularly about what happens when you die. So look, I went on a binge. When I say I told you I had already started becoming less wicked, right? Falling away from wicked activity. And I began to go on a treasure hunt for the truth. And it initially started with, I said, look, I know I've been lied to, but I want the truth. I was at a point, especially when my mother passed away, I was like, yo, I mean, it's literally at this point, there's nothing else that somebody or something can do to me at this point that would be more painful except taking me out myself. That was the only thing that could have, I guess, gave me more hurt than that at that moment. And I wouldn't even feel that, because if you would have took me out, I wouldn't be here to feel that. I'd be gone. But I began looking deeply. I said, you know what? I got to find out what happens to people after you die. So I started, when I say I went on a deep sea dive, Hazelwoods, I went on a deep sea dive as to find out what happens when you die. And since I had already begun looking into truth and becoming less wicked, I didn't know that we were the Hebrews, but I knew that the Hebrews was God's people. I knew that the Jews was God's people, even though I didn't know that we were the Jews. So you know what I started doing? I started looking up all of these so-called white Hebrews and these ish people. I started looking up them. I used to watch this dude, y'all. Y'all might have heard of this dude. This dude called the Jewish Jesus. And you know what? YouTube is so funny and so sissified. Them niggas might try to demonetize this video just because I said Jewish Jesus. YouTube, I'm telling you, YouTube made the Most High God may the Most High God send them hitters to see you workers that work behind the scenes, YouTube. And I know you're going to demonetize the video now, but guess what? So what? I'm going to pray the Most High sends them hitters to the people who work behind the scenes of YouTube. Because I'm tired of y'all niggas playing with my channel. I'm tired of you shadow banning my videos. I'm tired of you blocking people's comments and all that kind of stuff. Pray the Most High sends them hitters, them invisible hitters to your crib to get with you. I'm sick of you. But anyway, like I was saying, Hazelwoods and the rest of y'all, I started looking up. I started following the Jewish Jesus. And it was this other Hebrew group. They was all so-called white people, not a Negro in sight. But I knew that the Hebrews are God's people. So I was like, yo, I'm going to listen to these niggas. I'm going to see what they're saying. In some kind of way, me going down the rabbit hole and the wormhole of truth, I already made up my mind. I don't care what I find. I knew that it was going to be ugly. I knew that it was going to be painful. I said, nigga, you are going to get to the bottom of this even if it kills you. And that's what I set out to do. And I went down the wormhole and the rabbit hole, Hazelwoods. And then ended up, this is what happened. I went from the Jewish Jesus to watching all these Hebrew groups where all these people were only white people. And look, then I started watching, these things started popping up in the algorithm. I cannot make this up, y'all. This is how the Most High took me down this rabbit hole. Malcolm X videos started popping up. I got on a mission. I was watching all these Malcolm X speeches, y'all. I was watching them all. And they were resonating with me. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Because what he was saying was true. And everything I just kept on, and I still watching the Jewish Jesus guy, listening to him. He's reading the Old Testament and the New Testament. I'm reading it all, listening to it all, watching these white Hebrew groups. I can't even remember what the name of these people was, but everybody in the group was white, not a Negro in sight. But I didn't care. You know why? Because for real, God's people, I don't care what nobody say about niggas. We are not racist for real. Because guess what? I had no problem going and following all of those so-called white people. That dude, what was that dude's name? I think his name was Rabbi Snyder or something like that, the Jewish Jesus. I had no problem following that dude. I mean, I used to follow him religiously, and I believed what he was saying. He was into Yeshua HaMashiach. Yes, he was. Yup. And I was like, yup, he's telling the truth. I was down with this guy, following all these white groups, y'all, and these Hebrew groups, not a Negro in sight. Y'all heard my phone do sound confirmation? Letting you know, I'm not making this up. Most niggas are not racist. I'm not racist. I had no problem following these so-called white people because I thought that they were the people. So I'm like, okay, this is what God wants. Hey, my only concern is the truth. I thought they was the Hebrews, so I was rolling with them. And guess what? When the Most High will reveal truth to me, I'm not gonna run away from it. I don't care who it's coming from, what that person looks like. My main concern was I must find out the truth before I die. Because listen up, Hebrews, one thing I know, once everybody pass away, oh, you're going to find out the truth. You're going to get 100% raw, uncut truth. But see, I don't want to have to pass away to get the truth, because that could be very painful. I made up my mind, and back in 2015, I need to get to the truth now while I'm still alive, because I know I've been lied to. I want to get to the truth, even if it kills me, even if it hurts me, because I want to embrace it and align myself with it, because I know that the Most High God is all about truth. So I knew I had to have it. And as I'm going down this rabbit hole, Hazel Woods, and all of y'all on this live stream, y'all listening, I'm going down all this rabbit hole. Malcolm X started popping up in my joint, so I'm taking it all in, because everything he was saying was true. And the parts that I didn't agree with, I spit it out. And then guess what popped up one day as I'm tunneling in the rabbit hole, and I'm making up my mind. I don't care where it's coming from. If it's true, I'm going with it. I got to the point I started realizing that, or I started thinking that I wasn't a so-called American, because I'm like, Americans don't get gunned down in the streets by the police and beat the hell up. Americans don't have the police assault you and then you get charged with assault. I'm like, that don't happen to Americans, so I can't be American. And I was on this tip for a while. I was like, you know what? I'm not an American. I'm an African living in America. And that's why they treat me like that. And you know, so all the Malcolm X stuff started popping up, and I understood that, because what he was saying was true. You treat it like a piece of garbage, and it's true. And then I was like, yo, randomly, so I thought, a random video just popped up one day. I think I got finished watching one of the Malcolm X videos, or either Jewish Jesus, one of them kind of videos. And look, you know how when the videos get ready to end, and then it ends, and it says up next, the video must have ended that I was watching. And because I was just diving into the rabbit hole of truth, I wasn't in no rush to hurry up and just go get something else. I was trying to think about, well, what I'm going to watch now. And as I'm thinking that, a video started playing. I will never forget it. And you know what? My mother passed away in July 2015. So you know what? This had to be... My mother passed away in July. I'm going to probably say maybe October or November. I'm going to say maybe October or November when I saw this video. In October or November. And that video was titled something like Black History in the Bible. And I looked, I was like, what? So when it started playing, and you know, I already been into the Bible. I was raised in a so-called Christian church. So I knew a little bit about the Bible. And I told you, I was following the Jewish Jesus guy. I know that the Hebrews are the people. The Jews are the people. I was following like these two Hebrew groups. Every single person in there was white. Not one Negro in sight. And then this random video, or so I thought, popped up. And it said, it was called Black History in the Bible. And it was that dude, Brother Jerusalem. When I saw that video, that was like October or November of 2015. My mother had passed away a couple of months before. And at this point, I'm literally nose diving into the rabbit hole of truth. And then that video popped up. You know what? That was the nuclear bombshell right there. When I saw that video, I mean, my jaw was dropping to the ground that whole entire video. I was like, yo, this cannot, what in the world? And everything he said, he was backing it up, and he was coming. See, here's the thing. He was only coming with the Old Testament. The Old Testament is the only way that God's people are going to find out their true identity. And that's why that video was so powerful. He was coming out of the Old Testament and the Apocrypha. And he was just letting loose. And it was no way to deny what he was saying was true. My jaw was dropping. I could not believe how many times my jaw was dropping. I'm like, ho. I think like the first 5 minutes, I couldn't even get through. I kept rewinding and like, hold up. Is this nigga saying what I think he's saying? I'm telling y'all, I kid you not, family. I get goosebumps right now just thinking about it. And y'all, I kid you not. That was the day. That was the day that the Most High God slapped me upside my thick Negro skull. And y'all, my life has not been the same since that evening. Since that day evening, whatever it was. Goodness gracious. I get a feeling of nostalgia right now just thinking about it, Hazelwoods. Brother Jerusalem. Why did I go into that spiel? Because Hazelwood says, when you woke up to who you were, what year and how did it happen, Mr. Real Talk? So the end of 2015. And you know what's crazy? For a good while, I guess I was unable to accurately pinpoint that. And only now when I think about it, maybe it's because of the pain. Maybe I was in so much pain around that time that my mind tried to shut down subconsciously, because maybe subconsciously my brain didn't want to think about 2015, because I know what happened in 2015. Multiple things happened. You can say the worst thing that ever happened to me and the best thing that ever happened to me all happened in the same year. Crazy, y'all. And I had multiple tragedies in 2015. Not only did my mother pass away, 45 days later, my grandmother passed away. So I was literally like, I was I was a freaking wreck. So you know what? Yeah, I probably subconsciously, I wanted to block out 2015. Had a horrific 2015, but it was capped off by me finding out I was an Israelite. How about that? Shout out to you, Hazelwoods. Shout out to everybody in this live chat right now. I know that ain't what we were supposed to be talking about, but hey, Hazelwoods asked, so I told her. And you know what? It must have been meant for that to come out. Bring it out. We got Hazelnut City. Hey, this is funny, because right above you, we got Hazelwoods, and underneath, we got Hazelnut City. And hey, my bad, y'all, if I was mixing y'all names up sometimes a couple of live streams ago, because I'm always, whenever I say Hazel, I'm always used to saying Hazelwoods. So if I ever said Hazelnut Wood or Hazelwood Nut, something like that, y'all please forgive me. But we got Hazelnut City in the building. Hazelnut City, and he says, hello, folks. Hello to you, Hazelnut City. I see you back up in this joint again. Good to see you, man. We got King David. King David says, Top X. Usually when I'm free from captivity, the gym. That's right, King David. Brings a sort of peace and stability and tranquility to a brother's mind being in this captivity, when you're able to get your little exercise, get your workout on, get your sweat on, get the blood flow going. Yes, sir. Keep up the good work, King David. We got J.R. Meadows. He says, it definitely was in April when I seen it. And what Brother J.R. Meadows is referring to is earlier in the live stream, he said, I seen Planet X in 22 at 5:26 a.m. in Landover. Was the color was blood and red grapefruit. And you know what, King David, that sounds, I'm not King David, J.R. Meadows, that sounds a lot like the same thing I saw. It was either in 2021, 2022. It might have probably was the same time you saw your thing. I'm willing to bet, J.R. Meadows. J.R. Meadows says, it was still dark and the moon was out. That's crazy. Hey, that's crazy. You know what? I know that jump probably looked as scary as a mother's man. You guys, this world is something else with all the things that's in it and on it and around it. It's amazing. We got Melissa Yisrael in his house. Melissa Yisrael says, greetings, fam. My daughter just flew. Everyone in the plane could look directly at the sun. It was neon purple. Everyone in the plane freaking out. Then it switched off purple to bright white. And you know what? Ain't that something? You know what, you guys? Ain't that something? Because I've been saying, at least for the last 2 years, and you know what? Maybe this is what your daughter saw, Melissa Israel. Like the last 2 years, I've really been mindful of it, right? Because I'm always looking up there because there's a lot going on up there, y'all. Every single day, y'all. This happens every day. If you guys got a chance to catch it, literally every single day before the sun comes up, if you guys got a chance, if you outside, even if you're not outside, if you just come outside, or if you can look out a window or whatever, before the sun comes up, there is a purple light, y'all. And I've been conscious of this for like the last 2 years. I've been trying to figure out what the heck that was. And it ain't the sun. All of us know what the sun looks like. You know what the color of the sun is, bright orange, whatever. When you see sunlight, you know it. You never see sunlight and mistake it for any other light because the sun has a certain color to it. The sun is not purple. You've never seen the sun purple. If the sun was purple, that means when that sun rises, we would all have a purple cast shadow over all of us. But we don't, because the sun is not purple. But every single morning, and this is minutes and minutes, this is noticeably before the sun comes up. The sun ain't nowhere in sight. Because if it was, the color of the sun would clash with this thing. Every single morning, y'all, it's some kind of purple light. That's the best way I can describe it. Every single morning. If you doubt me, go outside early in the morning and make sure that you beat the sun up and watch. You are going to see that purple light happens every single day. When I first started being aware of that, I was like, hey, yo, what the hell is that thing? And I asked somebody one time what that was. They said, well, it's the sun. The sun is not purple, y'all. This world is not what they told us it was. They lied. Melissa Israel says, tonight is a special full moon called a wolf moon. Look, very interesting. And you know what? I saw the moon last night. I thought it was a full moon last night. That moon was so full, big, and round. I was like, oh, snap, is that a full moon? But apparently the full moon is tonight. And if you don't think that this moon is going to have effect on human and animal behavior, I don't know what to tell you. I guarantee you crime is going to go up tonight. And certain kinds of crimes, too. Crimes of passion, I guarantee you. And other crimes. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Can't make this kind of stuff up. J.I. Meadow says, and it was fully when I looked out my blinds, then 15 seconds later, at 25%, it was over the subway station and the moon was towards the Pricey Road. What in the heck? Hey, that is crazy, bro. That is insane. Wow. You know what? It sounds like a pretty awesome and a terrifying thing at the same time, J.R. Meadows. J.R. Meadows says, sorry for it. Lost, bro. You're. J.R. Meadows says, thumbs up, people. That's right. Get them thumbs up, Hebrews. Hit the like button on your way in the door. Subscribe if you're not. We got From Seattle since 1980. From Seattle since 1980 says, Shalom, Yasharala, Wa Asha Shabbat. Wa Asha Shabbat to you from Seattle since 1980. Good to see you. From Seattle since 1980. Hope all is well with you. From Seattle since 1980 says, Call halal, Yahweh Echad. That's right. And you better believe it. Hazelwood says, Wow. All praises. And yes, Hazelwoods, I say wow myself. Hazelwoods, the Most High God has wowed me. I am wowed by the Most High God and what he's done. And look, ever since my mother passed away, on our way to Pennsylvania, when I saw that sign that said Negro Mountain, even though I was a wreck and I was in no mood to even think about it, and I didn't think about it, I saw the sign, stored it in my mind, and I immediately went back into the abyss of despair. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yo, I'm going to find out what's up with this place called Negro Mountain, way out Pennsylvania. Why would they have a mountain in Pennsylvania called Negro Mountain? And who would know that 2024, it would be 8 years later, 2015 to 2024, that's 9 years later. Who would know it would be 9 years later I will return to Pennsylvania, because I had my mind made up that I had to go back to Pennsylvania at a time where I could enjoy it. I had my mind made up. I had to go back to Pennsylvania when I can enjoy it. And that's what I had to do. And I did that a couple of months ago in August, of 2024. You guys, I went to Negro Mountain. Family, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Hebrews. Bear with me. Give me a minute, family. And we back up in here. Thanks for being with your broskies. And y'all, like I was saying, I knew I had to go back to Pennsylvania when I would be in a mind space where I could actually enjoy it. And 9 years later, it took me 9 years to get back to Pennsylvania, y'all. And I'm telling you, the first time when I went back to Pennsylvania, it was emotionally overwhelming, because that's where my mother came up out of her body at. It was very emotionally overwhelming. And I was like, I had to come back up here. And that's when I saw the UFOs. You call them UFOs, orbs, UAPs, call them what you want. Some people call them chariots. Look, I don't know what to call these things. All I know is it was like a mass migration of these things. And I'm like to myself, yo, I cannot make this up. What would be the chances of me going to Pennsylvania in 2015, seeing that sign that says Negro Mountain, saying in my heart that I have to get back to Negro Mountain? 9 years later, I go to Pennsylvania. I go to Negro Mountain. That same weekend, I see a mass migration of UFOs, orbs, UAPs, chariots. Look, call them whatever you want to call them. But that's why I'm doing this live stream right now, to tell you guys, I went to Pennsylvania in 2024, August. Y'all. J.R. Meadows says, it made me feel some type of way. Definitely, I felt like it was communicating with me. Man, that's crazy. Hey, bro, that is crazy, J.R. Meadows. Y'all, it is so much stuff going on up here in these skies. That's why they don't want us looking up. They always try to keep you looking down in the phone or preoccupied. Family, pay attention, y'all. There's so much going on in the skies. King David says, I actually got a picture of that, but late at night, glad you mentioned that. I'm posting on my community. The whole sky was purple. Looked dope too. Yeah. Look beautiful, but terrifying at the same time. J.R. Meadows says, they say Planet X is a ship with our family on it. Bro, I'm hearing all kind of stuff about what Planet X is. And that is one of the things that I did here. You know what? I guess only time will tell. J.I. Meadows says Commanders versus Ravens is the Super Bowl battle of the Beltway. I definitely see that. Hey, bro, this town is going to go crazy. Hey, bro, if the Commanders keep doing what they're doing, shout out to the Commanders out there. They keep on doing what they're doing. Washington, the whole DMV is going to go crazy. And Baltimore niggas gonna go crazy too. That'll be a Super Bowl, a belt with the battle of the Beltway Super Bowl. How about that? That would be crazy. King David says, anything but them weak ass Chiefs. I got beef with them like JC, laugh out loud. And my brother-in-law is a straight up Chiefs fan. Straight up Chiefs fan. It's all about Washington, though, baby. It's all about the Commanders. My man Jaden Daniels is unbelievable. Unbelievable, is he not? We call him JD5 around here. That boy is unbelievable. That's all they was talking about at the slave house today. The Commanders. But we don't call Commanders. A lot of niggas still call them the Redskins. The Redskins. The Commanders, the Redskins. Same thing. We on fire, baby. Taking the league by storm. And it was rather symbolic. The Washington Redskins went down to Tampa Bay, Florida last night in a playoff game, do or die. Went down to Tampa Bay and took Tampa Bay out. And that's rather symbolic. The indigenous Indian, which is the Washington Redskin, going down to Florida, which is part of his homeland, and taking it back from who? The pirates, the invaders. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are pirates. You guys know that? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are pirates. Pirates are thieves, robbers. Thieves and robbers stole the land, didn't they? Didn't thieves and robbers steal the land of Florida? So the Washington Redskins, the indigenous American Indian, had to go down to Florida last night and take them Tampa Bay Buccaneers right on out. Y'all see how that worked? But you guys, all this talk about UFOs, what I saw when I went to Pennsylvania back in August, you guys, we was up on this mountain. This is in the summertime, you guys. There were a lot of people out here, okay? I would not make this up. I cannot make this up. I know if I came on here and I made this up, the Most High, ultimately, he'd take me out if I wouldn't repent. I'm not going to come on here and even play around with something like that. What I'm telling you guys is exactly what happened. We up here on this mountain. There were a lot of people outside, okay? It was a lot of people out there. We sitting around this, I don't want to call it a campfire because it wasn't a campfire. It was some kind of thing, I don't know, a pit fire. That's the best way I can call it. A pit fire, right? It's just like a lot of people out here on this platform. People over here, people over there, people in the cut, people around this little pit. So I just happen to be sitting out here at this pit, right? I'm by myself. I don't know nobody out here that's out here at this moment. The people that I knew, they were inside. I'm the only one that I know that's outside. But there's a lot of other people out here now. A lot of other people out here. But I do not know any of these people personally. All of the people that I know, they were inside. I'm the only one that's outside. all of a sudden, some random white dude, he said, "Hey man, look." He pointed up in the sky. Y'all, he pointed up in the sky. I looked, and what I saw is what you guys would call a UFO. If you guys would have seen this thing, you guys would have called it a white orb. That's what you would call it, right? That's what I would have called it. I would have called it a UFO, a orb. That's a possible chariot. I don't know. All I know is this thing was definitely a UFO. It was definitely a UAP. Look, and one thing I'm sure of, this was not a drone. I don't care what nobody say, because that's what they always gonna try to downplay it so you won't get too hyped up about what the hell you just saw. What we saw was not a drone. These things were white orbs. But look, this white dude was like, "Hey man, look." He pointed up. I looked up there. I was like, "Hey yo, ain't no way." And when I say that thing was going nice and slow, me and this white dude was out there freaking out, bugging out, making all kind of noise. He's pointing up in there, and I'm pointing up in there like, "Hey, yo, what in the hell?" Me and this white dude out here going crazy. I don't know this man from a can of paint. I've never seen this guy. This guy ain't got nothing to do with me. He was up there with whoever he was up there with. I don't know. But he was going crazy, and I started going crazy, right? It's just like, it was a lot of people back here. People started like looking like, "Yo, why they making all that noise over there? And what the hell are they pointing at? Why are they looking up in the sky, making all this noise pointing up in there?" Look, just as quick as we saw that UFO or that orb emerge, it's almost like it did a U-turn, or it just streaked across the sky, kept on going. And by the time the people that I knew, they came outside, before the UFO left, the white dude looked at me. He said, "Hey, your friends are missing it all." I said, "Yes, they are." He said, "They are not." He said, "They're not going to believe this when we try to tell them what we just saw." I said, "Hey, I wouldn't believe it either." And I'm looking at it. I still don't believe it. So the UFO goes away, or the orb, right? And look, it came by itself. It was just one UFO, one orb, UAP, whatever. It was by itself. And then it left. Then the people that I actually knew, they came out, right? Of course, when they came out, me and this white dude, we was all over them, telling them what we just witnessed, right? And they was like, "Yo, are you kidding me?" They could not believe what they were being told by me and this white dude, right? And y'all, hit that like button, Hebrew. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button. And also, I left a link to the video that I made when I got back to DC. I went live immediately while the story was still fresh in my head. I left the link in the live chat for anybody who wants to go over there and check that video out. If you haven't checked it out and you want to, the link is in the live chat whenever you get a chance to. Family, the UFO showed up by itself at first, and it left. So when the people that I know came out, me and this white dude was all over them, telling them that, "Hey, you guys not gonna believe it." And we started telling them what we saw, and they was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yup, yup." So as me and this white dude are down there telling the people that I know about what me and him saw, then another one showed up while we were telling them, "Can't make this up." Then another one. Then another one. Y'all, I kid you not, I would not make this up, family. Next thing you know, I kid you not, family. The best way I can describe this, y'all, it was a mass migration of UFOs, a mass migration of orbs. Y'all, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I kid you not. I kid you not. I would not play with you guys. I would not lie to you. Family, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I kid you not. These things started coming from all directions. I'm talking about coming from north, south, east, west. It was a mass migration of UFOs in the sky, and we up here in the mountains, y'all. And it was not a cloud in the sky. The skies were perfectly clear. We could see every single UFO, every single orb, and they literally put on a show for us, y'all. When I say I don't even know how many UFOs we saw, it was a mass migration. They were coming from the north, the south, the east, and the west. And they were moving in all kind of crazy, strange patterns. I'm talking about these things were moving in such a crazy way. Even a 5-year-old would know this is not an airplane. Okay, this is not a helicopter. This is a round, bright, white light orb or UFO or UAP chariot. Look, call it what you want. Call it what you want. But it was tons of them up in the sky. King David says, I still say Redskins. That's what I know them by. The other name is weak as hell. Laugh out loud. Even without the truth, commanders sound weak. Yes. That's why I don't even really call them Bama's and Commanders. Because I hate that name. We do not like the name Commanders around here. We call them the Redskins. That's what we know them by. And look, that's what they are. The ruddy redskin Indians. The real Americans. That's the real reason why they wanted to do away with the name and that emblem, y'all. They scared. Ha ha ha. But I cannot make this up. I would not make this up. And you know what? Oh, shucks. We got Brother Eli Barrows in the building. Brother Eli Barrows says, Shalom, family, and all praises to the Most High Power only. That's right. All praises to the Most High and Him only. Good to see you, Brother Eli Barrows, as always. You guys, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. These UFOs and these orbs, it was too many to count. Look, and also, you guys, I'm not making this up. There were so many witnesses out there. Also, I met a handful of brothers up there. Okay, I told you we were sitting around a fire pit. You guys, I'm not doing this story justice. This thing went on for hours. Do you guys hear me? I'm not lying. You guys, this thing probably started at like 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. I don't know if you heard my phone just now. My phone alert just went off, y'all. When I said what I just said, my phone alert just went off. You might have not have heard it. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. That's called sound confirmation, fam. This thing started around 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. You guys know in the summertime, you be outside all night if the circumstances right. Being in the mountains in Pennsylvania, the circumstance was right. That's why there was a lot of people outside at 10:30 at night in the mountains in Pennsylvania. It was a lot of people out there who saw this because we started making so much noise. People like, yo, what are they doing over there? I met a handful of brothers up there that I do not know. I did not know these brothers before this night. I met these brothers in the mountains in Pennsylvania, and they came and gathered around that fire pit, family, because they heard the hysteria going on. We were over there going crazy because all the UFOs. Some of the brothers that was up there that we met, the brothers said they thought we were over there drunk because they like, yo, why them niggas making so much noise, and why are they all looking up and pointing up, making all this damn noise? So the brother had to come over. He said he thought we was drunk. He had to come over there and check it out to see what the hell was going on. And when he came over and saw what the hell was going on, his jaw dropped to the ground. He couldn't believe it. And I'm wondering, is there any of you brothers who were around that campfire who is on this video right now? Is there any one of you brothers that is on this live right now who was there? I would love for one of you brothers. Some of them brothers was from North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Delaware. Men, brothers from different places. And some of them brothers, I gave the link to the YouTube channel. I'm wondering, I'm hoping that one of you brothers come across this video. Maybe you on here right now. If any one of you brothers who was in the mountains in Pennsylvania that night back in August a couple of months ago, when we saw all of them damn UFOs, UAPs, orbs, whatever you want to call them, and we was out there going crazy at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, going crazy. This went on for hours, y'all. I'm not doing this story justice. If there's anybody in here in this live stream, if there's anybody here, because there were multiple people who were there. I don't necessarily know everybody who's in this live stream right now, but if there's anybody on this live stream right now who was there, I don't know who's everybody in this live stream right now. YouTube says we got 4 people in here right now. Out of these 4 people that we got in here right now, I don't know who those 4 people are. Maybe one of those 4 people is somebody who was there. Anybody. Whether it's somebody that was there that I know, whether it was one of the new brothers that was there that we met. I'm talking, I don't care. Anybody out there, if you don't want to say nothing, you don't have to. Because if you want to remain anonymous, I get it. It's cool. Whoever you are out there, you might not want nobody to know that you've seen UFOs and drones and UAPs and all this other kind of stuff. But if you don't mind, if you feel like corroborating my story, feel free to do so if you like. But if not, I get it. But I just would love for one of you brothers who was there that night to pop up on here. Because I definitely remember I gave you guys, a couple of you guys, the channel. I gave you the link to the channel. And you guys subscribe to the channel. So I'm hoping that YouTube didn't unsubscribe you unbeknownstly. Because YouTube does do that sometimes. YouTube will unsubscribe you to a channel and you don't even know. But family, I'm not doing the story justice. It was a mass migration of UFOs. They look like round white orbs. And these things were driving, it was not driving, flying in all kinds of unusual, over the top unusual ways. They left no shadow of a doubt. These things, they knew that we were there. I'm convinced. I know that these things know that we were there. They know that we were watching them. And now I'm starting to think that maybe those things could even hear us talking. Maybe they heard us screaming and going crazy. You guys imagine a whole bunch of people on top of a mountain in the summer screaming and shouting. It was crazy loud out there. And you know what? Everybody was so caught up in the moment looking at these UFOs, these orbs, these UAPs. And it went on for hours. Not one of us thought to break out our phones. How crazy was that? And even the more crazier thing about it, that we would see all these UFOs and orbs 6 months ago. Nobody would have believed it. When I made that video months ago back in August, nobody believed me. Some of y'all did, but you guys know what I mean. For the most part, nobody believed me when I said that. But look at all the stuff that has happened since then. Now, everybody knows about the orbs now. Do you guys see that? Back in August, when me and a lot of other people seen these things, it sounded like crazy talk to some people. And you guys, I can't even tell you how many of these things we saw that night, from like 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And there was a lot of people out there. You guys, people was making so much noise. I'm telling you, it sounded like something right out of a movie. People were making so much noise on this mountain. You would have thought that it was an emergency. You would have thought that it was an emergency. When somebody's getting hurt. That's how loud we were And everybody was gathered around this fire pit, and people were losing their minds. I am not doing this justice. And not one time did anybody think to break out their cell phones. You guys see what I'm saying? That's how real this thing was. These things put on a show. Look, I'm not talking 1, 5, 10, 20. I don't know how many of these things it was. It was way more than some 20, though. These things were coming and going. Sometimes they were zigging and zagging, doing all kind of crazy patterns. Sometimes they, after moving around, doing all kind of strange and weird patterns. Sometimes they would just pull up, park, and sit. Like they sitting in an invisible parking space. I can't make this up. I would not lie to you guys. Doing all kind of crazy maneuvers, crazy patterns, letting you know beyond the shadow of a doubt. They want, I'm telling you, I know that they know we was there. They know that we was watching them. They heard us making all that noise. Y'all, I would not have believed this. And if I had not witnessed this for my own self, there's no way I would believe something like this. Hearing somebody talk about something like this is one thing. Seeing it with your own eyes, something totally different. And that's why I left the link in this live stream. There's a link to the video that I made as soon as I got back from Negro Mountain, what I saw. And I wanted to go live as soon as I got back home while I was still fresh in my mind. I still can't believe what I saw. And thinking about what everybody saw that night, and look at what we've been seeing now. Everybody knows about the UFOs now. Everybody sees drones now. Not drones, I mean, because these wasn't no damn drones. But everybody sees orbs now. These round, mysterious orbs, I saw them before everybody else saw them. I'm telling y'all, I know that was a sign. Back when we saw these things, nobody was seeing these things like this. There was not a handful. Y'all, it was a mass migration. When I say mass migration of UFOs, orbs, chariots, call them whatever you want. And you know why it's such a big deal now? Because with those fires that are burning in California, it's on camera, y'all. People got footage of UFOs and orbs flying in and out of the fires, y'all. I'm talking to somebody, y'all. Hey, family. People got footage online. Have any of you seen it? It's footage of orbs, UFOs, UAPs flying in and out of these fires, y'all. Cannot make this up. Melissa Yisrael says, I was there. That's my hometown. Always looking up at the stars, and I've never seen anything like it. You are telling the truth. We all saw it. I'll never forget that night. And y'all see that? Melissa Yisrael is one of the many people who were there. Okay? There was a lot of people out there, and Melissa Yisrael is one of them. Is there anybody else on here? If you don't want to say that, you guys don't have to. But if you want to, is there anybody else in here who would like to corroborate this story? To let people know, look, y'all heard that, right? I know you guys heard that. That's sound confirmation. Letting you know we're not making this up. This is 100% true. We saw the orbs and the UFOs, whatever you want to call them, months before everybody else. Now, everybody knows about the orbs now. It's no big deal. People are so used to orbs and UFOs now. Now it's no biggie. Back in August, it was a very big deal. Now everybody knows about the orbs and the UFOs. Is there anybody out there who wants to explain to me why the hell are these orbs and UFOs seen on camera flying in and out of the fires in California? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it's not. But is it possible that the orbs are the one starting the fires? I'm just asking the question, is it possible? To everybody who sees numbers out there, We've been on here an hour and 23 minutes. 1, 2, 3. For all my number seers out there. Okay? Hit the like button on your way in the door if you haven't already. And subscribe to the channel. We got Brother Maurice Watkins, and he says, Shalom, my brother. Shalom to you, Brother Maurice Watkins. Peace to you, fam. You guys, before we get up off of here, is there anybody else in the building who was there in Pennsylvania on that mountain when these UFOs, these orbs, put on a show for everybody that was out there? Is any of the brothers that was up there at that pit, that pit fire? You guys saw what we saw. Is it any one of you truck driving brothers that's on here right now? Can't make this up, y'all. I'm never gonna forget that night. And look, back then, I had no idea that 6 months later, because look, that was in August, so we got September, October, November. Just 4 months later, I had no idea that after I personally witnessed a mass migration of UFOs and orbs, I had no idea that just 4 months later, the whole world would start seeing these things. You know what? I consider it a privilege and an honor from Yahweh. He was putting us up on the info, putting us up on game before everybody else. I do consider that an honor because, y'all, these things took over the skies. Where we was at, these things took over the skies. And it was a lot of shooting stars out there that night too. Can't make this up. And look, the government knows. This is how you know this is real. The government made movies about these orbs. I can't remember. I think the movie's called Close Encounters of the Third Kind or something like that. And in that movie, those same orbs that you see in that movie, those the same damn orbs we seen up in Pennsylvania. Same ones, y'all. And also, I peeped this in that movie, Strange Encounters of the Third Kind. I think that's the name of that movie. I peeped it. In that movie, a lot of time when them orbs would show up in that movie, so would shooting stars. And that's the same thing that happened in Pennsylvania in the mountains. All those orbs showed up. Y'all, I don't know how many of them it was. It was a mass migration. And it also was a lot of shooting stars out there. But look, at this time, I had never seen the movie Close Encounters of a Third Kind. But when I watched it, the same thing that I saw took place in the mountains of Pennsylvania was what they had in this movie. And the original movie came out in the 1970s. You know why? Because the government knows. The government knows the patterns of these things. I can't make this up. I would not make this up. But Hebrews, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I just wanted to come on here and share that story with you guys because I still can't believe what I saw that night. And it's even more entrenching to my thoughts now that these fires are raging in California. And some of them same white UFOs, some of them same white orbs that we saw in Pennsylvania doing a mass migration in the skies, some of them same kind of orbs are being seen going in and out of the fires in California. I'm talking to somebody out there. I hope that you guys have enjoyed my little UFO convincing story. I hope it was convincing because it's true. And to see at this point now, you guys have heard enough and seen enough things for yourself in the skies now. The whole world has now. These last couple of months of 2024, the whole world has found out all about the orbs, the UFOs. Now they're even throwing the drones in there. And look, maybe I heard some brothers say that they think that these drones are not just regular drones, that they're in fact from another realm. Maybe so, maybe not. I know the time we living in right now, nothing surprises me. I know you better turn to the Most High God, drone or no drone, orb or no orb. Turn to the Most High God or you will die. Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm out.